Star Wars fans, what if Yoda was defeated by Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones at the Battle of Geonosis? How would the rest of the prequel trilogy and the saga as a whole play out without Master Yoda? And what if I told you Yoda dying in Attack of the Clones was actually a good thing for the galaxy? What's up, guys? It's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars here. It's What If Friday, and today's What If is what if Yoda was defeated by Count Dooku on Geonosis.
This is where the fun begins.
Now, this what if is not that far from reality. In Attack of the Clones, Yoda is just over 900 years old. He's getting up there. And Dooku, although getting older himself, is still one of the best lightsaber duelers in the galaxy. In watching this fight in Attack of the Clones, neither Yoda nor Count Dooku really win. Dooku just distracts Yoda long enough for his escape. Also, fairly recently in Tales of the Jedi, we saw Count Dooku strike down one of the only other Yoda's species that we've ever seen in Star Wars in Master Yaddle. Now, of course, most people believe that Master Yoda is way more powerful than Master Yaddle, but at the same time, Count Dooku has already defeated one of this legendary species. But what if Yoda was defeated by Count Dooku in this scene on Geonosis during Attack of the Clones? Well, the remainder of Attack of the Clones would stay the same. Dooku would still have to flee the scene almost immediately, not being able to kill Anakin or Obi-Wan because the full forces of this newly acquired clone army was still on their way. And not much would change without the Clone Wars either. Sure, they would lose a few more battles here and there without Master Yoda to come to their aid, but it was mostly Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka Tano, and other Jedi doing most of the heavy lifting throughout the Clone Wars. But by the time of Revenge of the Sith and Order 66, Yoda not being there would be a big problem. First of all, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Yoda would not be there to come to the Wookiees' aid, and he would not be there to save them when Order 66 happened. But more importantly, he would not be there to go back to Coruscant and help Obi-Wan get back into the Jedi Temple and stop the message that was going out to all the Jedi around the galaxy to come back to Coruscant because it was a trap. So not only would hundreds more Jedi probably die coming back to Coruscant wondering what is going on, but Palpatine's plan would go a lot smoother because Yoda, if you remember, has to convince Obi-Wan to go fight Anakin on Mustafar. Obi-Wan himself wants to fight the Emperor first because he doesn't think that he can kill Anakin. So if Yoda was defeated in Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan would go to fight the Emperor on Coruscant in his office first. And although Obi-Wan Kenobi is very powerful at this time in the storyline, he would get absolutely destroyed by Palpatine.
We're looking at sea otters.
Obi-Wan would be dead, Padme would still go to Mustafar and try to talk Anakin down, and this time Obi-Wan would not be there and Anakin wouldn't get really upset and begin to choke Padme. And this would result in all the words that Padme was saying to Anakin about how they can go to Naboo, have their children together, and live a happy life would actually work. Anakin would listen to her because Obi-Wan was not standing there menacingly looking down at Anakin, having the high ground to start the battle. There would be no liar or
I will do what I must.
And Anakin would never lose those limbs that Obi-Wan chops off, and he would never catch on fire and almost burn to death. Meaning he would never become the metal monster that he turns into in the original trilogy, and Padme would not die of sadness due to the loss of Anakin. And Anakin at this point in the timeline is definitely strong enough to destroy Palpatine. Now you might be thinking, well, Obi-Wan defeats Anakin, so how can Obi-Wan not defeat Palpatine if Anakin can defeat Palpatine? The reason Anakin loses the fight to Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith is not because Obi-Wan is more skilled than him or more powerful than him. It is because Anakin's vision is very clouded. He has just almost killed the love of his life, the girl he's trying to save through all of this, and he really doesn't know what to do, and there's so much conflict inside of him, and that is why he loses to Obi-Wan. But if Obi-Wan is already dead and Padme shows up to him on Mustafar and they come up with an agreement that they're going to go live on Naboo and raise their children, Anakin would have no problem striking down Palpatine for all the lies that he said to him. Palpatine's plans throughout the Clone Wars in Order 66 would be for nothing. All these Jedi would be dead for nothing. Palpatine himself would be dead for nothing, and Anakin and Padme would go live on Naboo and raise Luke and Leia, and the galaxy would live in peace for a long, long time to come. And this is all because Yoda was defeated by Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones. Yoda, being one of the good guys, being defeated in Attack of the Clones makes the story end in a very different way, with still all the Jedi dying, but also Palpatine dying, and the good triumphs over the evil because Padme comes to Mustafar without Obi-Wan. So in some crazy way, Yoda being defeated by Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones on Geonosis would have been a good thing for the Star Wars galaxy. But tell me what you think in the comments below. What do you think would happen if Yoda died to Count Dooku on Geonosis? Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. If you want more What If Fridays like this, or you want breakdown videos, leaks, and rumor videos, stick around the channel because we do all of it. We also go live on the channel every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't forget to stick around for those as well by hitting that subscribe, and may the Force be with you always.